Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to tell you about this podcast. It's called the DK Project, but it's really the Darren Show. The DK Project is a radio show, but without the radio. So sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the ride.
Let's go!
Welcome back to the Friday edition of the DK Project, episode 121. Coming at you hardcore, heading into the weekend. We've got Sergeant Schweitzer on the line. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I am doing great, DK. Glad to be back. Sorry for a little bit of break there, but it's good to be back with the DK Project.
That's why we keep a couple in the hopper for when, pandemics break out.
Yeah, when the COVID hits.
I'm telling you, man, we talked a little bit before we got on air. It sounds like you've got a virus running rampant in your hood.
Oh my gosh, it is not. And now I'm going to tell all the listeners out there, it's all good in the hood, but we are hitting hardcore numbers, turning positive. So I haven't got hit yet, but I'm doing good, man. I'm just looking for a free 2 weeks off.
I was going to say, think how many shows we can pound out.
Oh my God, we could kill it.
Yeah, dude, we could go full time on your ailment salary. That would be the ticket. Telling you, getting it paid, baby. Hey, I had a lot going on, man. I had a loaded week of exciting items, and I couldn't wait to tell you and the folks about it.
Oh my God, hit me!
It is Friday, right? Like, Jesus,
it is Friday.
God, it is.
It's
like the longest
Friday.
thing ever. So we blew by the World Series, which you lost. Your bet didn't come through.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry, listeners.
So, opening up the sports corner, how does the coach for the Rays still have a job?
Well, Kevin Cash. I mean, I caught a little bit, and when I just love watching that meme online of Blake Snell just cussing and swearing as Kevin Cash is coming out. That is just fucking hilarious, man. I feel bad for Rays fans and to every number cruncher out there that's trying to lose it for him. Just it came back and backfired, and he should be looking for a job right now.
My God, it was embarrassing. Excuse me, I was texting my buddy, and he's got a like 11 or 12-year-old, and the 12-year-old's like, "What the fuck, Dad? Why are they pulling their pitcher? Like, come on, man, something's wrong here." And it's true. It's like, go ahead.
No, every old school baseball fan was just sitting on the edge of their seat, like yelling at their television, like, "What are you doing?" But new age numbers and all these new age statistics, guys. I mean, Kevin Cash should probably not. He's not going to lose his job, but I think it's one of those times where old school baseball fans just shake their head.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
You can't go into all these numerical numbers and batting averages against and all that. So I feel bad for Rays fans.
I totally I thought like you'd think you were a little further down the road with coaching than that. But I'm sure you had a plan. I don't know. I haven't followed it. I haven't followed it up much, but I'm guessing there's a freaking an explanation that needs to be clarified because LDK does not understand what's going on. It's horrible.
I tell you what surprised me at the end was, and that got overlooked with that whole Justin Turner thing, him coming back COVID positive and hugging all his teammates and all that kind of crazy
what was that
shit.
all about? I kind of saw that too. He like kissed a gal on the cheek and said blah, 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 blah.
I believe I want to kiss you. I couldn't care less about the teams.
So he got pulled out of the sixth inning because his test finally came back positive. And then when the Dodgers won, here he is coming out from the backside, just like,
oh, really?
Yeah, he came out, started hugging all his teammates and stuff, and people were like losing their shit. I'm like, if I won the World Series with COVID-19, I'd be hugging even fans. I wouldn't give a shit.
Wow.
I'm all like, look at my ring. I just got bonus money, motherfuckers.
The DK Project does not condone or advise what Sergeant Schweitzer is saying. Please hug him at your own risk. There's no freaking guarantees here, boy. Woo. That is,
oh man,
that is, yeah. Well, toxic shit. I mean, you get a ring and a little virus, no big deal.
Oh my God,
That was got to be one of the best World Series I've seen to date. God, it was fun to watch.
Well,
except for that last game.
And I think a lot of people were like, at the big bad Dodgers. It's almost like when the Yankees go to the World Series every year. We just want.
Oh shit! Hold on, I was multitasking. We're gonna cut that fucker out. Oops. Hold on, I gotta mark that. So yeah, I think that in the long and the short of it, there was a lot of interesting shit that happened, but in the end, the controversy kind of took away from the super awesome quality of baseball we saw. I mean, that game was it game 5 where Tampa Bay won in the 9th? That was like the best.
Yeah.
From the 5th inning on, that was like the best baseball game I've seen in God knows how long. I'm like, it was so good.
Well, and everyone finally found out about Brett Phillips, which was a longtime prospect for a lot of years. And I felt really happy for that kid. But, it's the Rays. They'll have a whole new cast of characters here this next year. So we'll see what happens with it. But it was a hell of a World Series, hell of a good time.
Hell of a World Series. I got to say that I was pretty impressed by the Rays. They changed their outfits. Some might say uniforms. And they went to that hat that has the actual ray on it. That thing's badass, man. I almost thought about ordering one. Man. You know what?
That's a devil ray.
I did this thing with my eldest, who's going to be 30 in June. And I always told him when he was young, I said, when you turn 16, I'm taking you to New York. We're going to go bounce around the Big Apple and whatever. And of course, he never forgot it. So we got there, and I just happened to be working with some, let's say, some Italian real estate guys at the time. Bobolinsky and Bobolinsky. No, it was, God, what was the guy's name? The guy's name was, it was Gianni. The guy's name was Gianni. And he sounded like he might be in a movie, for like The Godfather. But so the boys hooked me up with some sweet seats because the Twins happened to be playing the Yankees when we were out there.
Ooh. So
me and the kid take the train in, and we get into this deal, and we're in this section of the old Yankee Stadium where they have a server, like could I get you anything, sir? And I'm like, no, I got my cool guy in the hood shirt on. Like somebody didn't get the memo about these prize seats. I'm just wearing shit for clothes. But
I can't afford anything you're going to bring me, sir. Yeah, so move along.
Exactly. Is this a pay now or a pay later thing? Can I put it on do you guys have like a 6-month plan? So anyway, I ended up buying myself a Yankee jersey for, I don't know, one of the legends. I don't remember who it was, but one of, the Bambino or something. And, nice. and I got the kid one. And I just remember, like, it was cool. It was a great jersey. It was like, symbolic. But I just couldn't wear it. I just couldn't put it on. I'm like,
you didn't want to get the shit beat out of you.
Well, it was like the Twins. No. Once I left New York, I'm like, I'm a Twins guy, and I just felt like I was pissing all over my team by wearing a Yankee jersey. So I don't think that I
gotta wear. You gotta wear like a Harmon Killebrew or a Justin Morneau or a Mauer or something. Well, not a Yankees.
I got news for you. There's not one piece of Twins clothing that's nearly as cool as the shittiest Yankee clothing. Like they got nice shit and they got legendary names on the back. You can't tell me that if you had the Bambino on there or you had a Harmon Killebrew shirt. Come on. What's wrong? Come on.
I don't know, but see, true baseball fans would give you the head nod. True Twins fans would be like, oh yeah, Harmon Killebrew, the killer.
Yeah, right. Well, and the thing about, I wore it one time to mow the lawn and then I donated it. I'm like, fuck it, I can't wear this. You know what though? This brings up a funny story that I thought of with the attire. So I got to be like maybe 7 to 10 years old. And this was back when the world went camping, I know there's people that still camp, but my family went camping with other families. So the family that we were going camping with had 2 boys who were older than me. One was like a year older and the other one was probably like 3 or 4 years older than me. And so the campground's getting, it's getting dark, and they're like, hey, let's go out and look for some chicks, and I'm this kid going, yeah, sure, I can do that, whatever. And they all brought like really cool t-shirts, and I'm going through my bag, and I got this t-shirt. I went to this private Catholic school at the time, and one of our art projects was to draw the school on a t-shirt. And it was like colored and shit, but it was like
You sound so fucking cool right now.
Oh my God. So these guys are ready to go, and they're waiting for me, and I'm like, this is all I got. I got to wear this. Like fucking, just look like such an idiot. And it was like a homemade shirt that had my Catholic school drawn on it, which if anybody could make out that it was even a school, that would have been progress, because I don't know what it was. But anyway, we didn't pick up any chicks that night, but it made me think of it with the legendary jerseys from the past, man. That episode actually haunted me. It still does. Like, I probably could have met, like a chick that night if I wouldn't have had like freaking homemade clothing on.
Your Kono Christian Academy shirt with a drawing on the front.
Go Blue Dogs!
Yeah.
No,
hello, ladies. Let me tell you about my humongous penis and God.
You know what? With the other side of it, yeah. Let me tell you about how I got touched inappropriately the other day at school.
Give me a few minutes. I gotta go light the candles up front.
There isn't any lightning in the area tonight, is there? Yeah. The other thing that was weird about that camping trip is I'd have to take a shit in like the communal like bathroom, because there's you ain't crapping in a camper. And
that's right.
God, I used to hate it. It was like so embarrassing at that time to break bread amongst others, where now I'm like, I don't care. I'll go to San Francisco and lay one down the road. I don't care. Where back then it was like, you had to like speed shit, because I didn't want to be I didn't want to walk out of the bathroom and have the guy go, hey, that kid was in there laying cable, Speaking of which, I'm at this house today in really high end, probably $3.5 million house, really high end. And the people are like, yeah, go ahead, do what you got to do. So I'm going through the house, and I'm, I got to get pictures in all these rooms, and I'm on the main floor, and I kind of knock on I kind of go to open the half bath, and this kid goes, I'm in here. Oh man.
My bad.
So now it's like, dude, come on, wrap it up. Turn the fan on. I got to get a picture in there. Jesus. But he came out and he immediately scurried upstairs. I don't know what it is about having an appraiser come to your house, but everybody's got to drop one down before I get to the house. Like, I make them nervous, I think. What are you doing? Jesus.
They just got done cleaning and doing all that. Now they have to drop their load before the appraiser shows up.
Yeah, let's devalue the house by making it smell like a sewage pit. Hey, speaking of appraisers, I go to another house this week, and this guy was a little overzealous. I knew immediately that he was going to be trouble. You want me to do this? You want me to do that? I mean, no. I got my routine down. Just stay out of my way. So anyway, I get to the house, and it's kind of a whatever. It's a bigger house, but it's just a, not as well kept. It's not as well kept as I would like.
Million, right?
I don't know. No, it wasn't. He thought it was, but it wasn't. Not as well kept as I would have liked it. But this isn't. We're not critiquing people's shit, and I don't want to talk about people's shit. But we go through the house, and we go upstairs, and he's like with me, right? And he goes, hey, Rebecca, we need to get in the room. The appraiser's here. No, you're not coming in my room. No, Rebecca, the appraiser's here. We have to get in the room. No, you're not getting in my room. I don't care. No, come on now. I'll take away your phone. She goes, I don't fucking care. I'm in the middle of a class. And I kind of walk down the hall. I'm like, oh, whoa. So he like follows me into this other room, and he goes, oh, I got an idea. I'll go over there. So he goes over there. I'm going to take away your phone. She goes, I don't fucking care. Take it. So we get in the other room, and actually, then I go over there, and he like forces his way into the room. Like, she's pushing back on the door against him, and it's like a fight, right? So I like stick my hands in to get a picture, and I'm like, I'm good. I don't need any more. So we go down the hall, and he's like, kids, you got any kids? I'm like, yeah, I got 14, 18, 20, whatever. I got all these kids. And he goes, hard to believe she's 12.
Oh my God. I would lose my shit.
he goes, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, no, that wouldn't last 5 minutes at my house.
No,
somebody's head would be inserted in the wall.
Let me tell you about when the appraiser came to my house. So they are building a bunch of homes, brand new homes around my area. Now, I live in an older, big 2-story. It's a beautiful thing. It looks like $1 million. It's really not. Trust me, it's Iowa.
Sure, it does.
I don't make millions of dollars, but it is just a nice old style with double porch, big 2-story home. So the appraiser comes because everyone's building homes around where I'm at, and he's like, hey, just want to reappraise, tax purposes, stuff like that. Like, he laughed so hard because I'm like, man, this thing's a piece of shit. Look how broken this is. This thing's a dump. And he's like, why are you telling me this? And I'm like, because I know you're about ready to just jam it up my ass here. I'm like, this thing ain't worth crap. Look how dirty this is. Look what a piece of dump. He's like, well, you have a really beautiful home, sir. And I'm thinking, oh God, yeah, it's so beautiful when my taxes go up this next year. You son of a bitch.
Did you try the old shit up the bathroom trick?
I should have went into a room and started cussing and swearing.
Yeah, let your 12-year-old scare someone half to death. What is the matter with people?
But you know what, though? I mean, you look at it this way. It's like, it'd be cool to have a home that's worth a lot. I totally understand people if you're trying to sell it, whatever. But then there's the ones that we live in our forever home, and it's like, I don't give a shit if they're building a $2.5 million home next to me. This thing's only worth 100 G's when it comes to taxes.
There goes your taxes, dude.
Yep, that's when you know you're getting fucking old.
You're done.
Oh, fuck.
You're done. Pack a lunch. Hey, you know what? I had some other notes I was going to dive in with you today about more fun stuff I found. That 12-year-old, man, she threw me for a freaking loop. Oh.
I'm almost scared to see my daughter this evening and to see if she's going to start cussing me out.
Oh, well, and it's different when the kid's like, oh, hell, Dad. I mean, my 20-year-old still looks at me funny when he swears, like,
yep,
dude, you can swear. It's okay. I whatever, as long as you're comfortable with it.
Well, they give you the side eyes look. That side eyes look like, I just made a swear word. Is that okay?
Is he about to hit me?
Right. And I remember as a kid, I never even knew my dad swore until he got around some of his friends out in the garage and shit. And then all of a sudden there's F-bombs and S-words.
When they were drinking those Miller Lights.
Yes, old Milwaukee's to be exact. And it was like, oh my God, my dad's cool.
Of course.
And then, Milwaukee. I say it. Oh. Yeah, old Mill.
The old shoe.
Give me some of that horse piss, buddy. I'm ready to down it. Oh my God,
that's coming back. I just saw that Natty Ice is making one of these seltzer beers, Natty Ice. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought that was like the college choice, right?
Oh, there. It is. My one guy who comes in here to do the show.
Thing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how these kids can afford it. I guess they're all spoiled. Although I bought my daughter a case of whatever before I left. Like, here you go. I know you're going to need this. Actually, what happened was my wife was like, well, let's buy a case of Truly or whatever it was. And if I don't drink them, we'll just give them to the daughter. I'm like, you didn't even drink one. Like, you didn't even open the case and make an effort. I mean, God. It was like
with me here,
when I dropped my son off as a freshman, he's like, let's run to Target. I got to get some shit. So we go around Target, and there's this bucket Fireball, like little airplane bottles of Fireball in a bucket.
Yeah,
and he's looking at it and he's like, oh my God. Oh my, I know they drink at my house, but we have a stash and that's blah, 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 blah. And he's looking at it and he goes, huh. I'm like, dude, if you want to get it, I'll buy you all the little ones you want. I said, I'm not going to buy you one big one, but I'll buy you a bunch of little ones. God, you think it was Christmas? He was so excited. I'm like, what? That's cool.
You're going to make some friends.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to be the coolest guy you know.
Yep.
I don't
Come on in, have a fire shot.
I don't oh geez, you know what? It's so funny because I think that I just got an email from the dude that had the kids screaming at me. I did.
Hey, sorry about today, buddy. If you need to come over and take a shit, give me a call. Talk to you later.
You know what? I actually, the one house I was leaving today, just a great house, really nice people. And the lady was like talking on the phone and she goes, yeah, great. Da, 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 and then, happy Shabbos. I'm like, and
what?
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm in the deal. And I'm thinking, remember from The Big Lebowski?
How come you don't roll on Saturday, Walter?
I'm Shomer Shabbos.
What's that, Walter?
Yeah, and in the meantime, what do I tell Lebowski?
Saturday, Donnie, is Shabbos, the Jewish day of rest. That means I don't work. I don't drive a car. I don't fucking ride in a car. I don't handle money. I don't turn on the oven. And I sure as shit don't fucking roll!
Sheesh.
Shomer Shabbos!
Shomer fucking Shabbos, man! I just wanted to yell it, but I don't know if she would have picked up on it. She seemed a little more neutral than what I was gonna throw at her. Might have scared her a skosh.
But I'm sure you have to look into the yard to see if there's any Biden or Trump going on before you walk in.
I hit 3 Biden signs on the way in.
Taxes going up,
mowing them
down, and taxes going up.
Hey, speaking of Biden for voting, I thought of this poll question that I might have to figure out how to do a poll question on the old Facebook.
Ooh.
But how, all this pre-voting and mailing it in, and I talked to a guy last night, and he's like, my work just came around and told everybody that after the election, we need to be sensitive to. Some people are going to be, and he's like, I've been here for 15 years. We voted a few times. Why is this year so special?
Hey, be like Walmart. Pull all your ammo off the shelves because you're worried about civil unrest. Shit.
It better be.
And they did it. They did it here in small town Independence, which is primarily Republican. And it's like, we're not going to be the ones burning the place down. We're good.
It better be it better be a landslide, or there's going to be a lot of, number one, we'll be decorating the Christmas tree before we get the friggin' results of the thing, because it'll just be lawsuit city. They'll sue their way into the 2024 election.
Oh God, it's not going to end. It's not going to end election night either, man. It is not.
I'm hoping it's going to
be
a
3-day process.
Be landslide. Some third party candidate's going to take over and blow the doors off the thing.
Yeah. Where's my Jill Stein? Where's my?
Who's that one guy who always used to run as an independent? The Green Party.
David Duke?
I don't even know. David Duke. Hey, where did I put my hood? Hey, no, here's my poll question. So, being a God-fearing Republican that you are,
yes, sir.
You know that you vote on the election day, unless circumstances are out of your control and you can't.
No, I'm going in. Go in. I'm an American.
Okay, so you show up, you park your Prius next to the other Priuses. How long?
Plug it in.
Yeah. Say, could I get a 220 out of this? Is somebody got some power? They say that they're stealing all the catalytic converters off of Priuses because they have some wicked metal in it that's worth a lot of money.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm like, you got an electric car. Do you even need a catalytic converter? Come on. Just need a rubber band winder upper, don't you? Anyway, back to my poll question. So you show up and you park your Prius and you get out and you see a line. Okay, there's a line to vote.
Yeah.
How long can that line be before you go, fuck it, I'm out of here?
You know what? As for me, I am willing to pay the price.
Come
I really
on.
am.
Really?
I am. Yep. For me, I think it's just one of those just rights that all Americans have. And regardless of the situation that you find yourself in and the time management that each of us have, you got to do it. And regardless of who you're voting for, you just got to do it. I'm willing to take however long it takes. I know.
I don't even know what to say.
I know.
Fuck. All right.
I'm just a true patriot, man. I'm just a true patriot.
Well,
the
way I explained it to my wife was that if there's more than like 4 people in line, I'm out. And if my guy loses by 1 vote, well, I'm gonna have to find a way to live with it. I'm gonna have to get through it.
I always work under the premise I'm always willing to talk politics with anybody, but one of the first questions I always ask is, did you vote? Because if you say no, Your conclusion on however it turned out or whatever, you want or anything like that is just, it's a waste of time to me. Like, your opinion just doesn't count because you can't have one,
right?
Because the one right that most countries would just love to have, you just didn't even do it. So
God,
the hell with you.
You're such a patriot. I'm an American.
I love America. Hey, let me tell you what, the city wanted to try to tell me how tall my flagpole could be. And I told them, yeah. And let me tell you what, man, I went straight into City Hall and I said, the day that you tell me how tall my flagpole can be is the day that you rip my weapons out of my cold, dead hands. And I said, and I am not playing games. So I put my fucking flagpole up, got the good old
how big
US
is
of A. Oh my God, it's got a big, huge 11 by 16. This thing's like 20 feet tall.
What are you, a fucking car dealer?
Yeah, like they were just concerned I was going to hit the power lines. I said, oh no, it's much taller than that. You can go to hell. And they're like, oh, we have ordinances. I said, well, you can ordinance my nuts in your mouth and see how far that takes you.
Hey, and you're curious why the fucking tax guy's knocking on your door? I'm guessing things are going to start getting real difficult for you in town.
I look like Camping World outside my house right now. Everyone knows where I fucking live, man.
Just look for the flag that is the same one they have at the car dealer downtown. Yeah. That's my house.
I don't know. It's just one of those things that, the city, they can do whatever they want. And they're going to, because I told them, I said, well, how much is the ticket if I just put it in? And they're like, well, we would give you a ticket for $35.
Whoa.
And I said, really? Wow. I was like, if I can afford a $300 flagpole, I think I can afford a $35 ticket because I went against your stupid ordinance.
You know what? Here's $70 in case you get a wild hair up your ass to come by next year too.
And
keep the change, you filthy animal.
Everyone comes by and they're like, oh, I really love your flagpole. Well, yeah, no shit.
It's funny you say that because I drive around a lot for my job. And I tell you, one of the biggest pet peeves I have in my life is people who don't understand that numbers go a certain way. Now, you can say 1214, First Street, and that's fine. But when that one is actually backwards or upside down, like you didn't know that? There's a house in my town where like they must have painted the custom lettering camo and they got all of it done. And he's like, fuck, that one's backwards. I'll just put it up anyway. Who cares? And it took the house selling for someone to change the damn house numbers. But I do actually see it a lot where people are like, well, that's obviously a backwards number. Why would you do that? Is that some kind of a like, hey, you can get drugs here because, just look for the backwards number. If you see the backwards number and the house number.
Is when people, I don't care. I love the fact that people want to be patriotic, but I also say that comes with responsibility because if you're going to put a flag up there, you need to switch it out at least twice a year. Because there's nothing more disturbing of, you're walking around town, driving around town, whatever the hell you're doing. And you see these beautiful flags. Mine has a light set down at the bottom because, I follow these really weird rules when it comes to my flag. But, you know what I'm saying? Like you just see this tattered old mess. And it's like, you know what? We have a program through the VFW here in town that we'll go around and knock on your door and change your flag out for you. Which is super awesome and cool, but it's like, really? Are you just that incapable because you want to look cool every 4th of July, but you don't want to put it away the day afterwards? I don't get it.
It looks like their flag was the end of the season flag on the Time Bandit from Deadliest Catch.
Of course.
You got like 3 pieces left there. Why don't you bring it in?
Yeah. Or of course, I'm always all like, what are you celebrating the Civil War? What are you doing here, buddy? Switch your fucking flag out. Jesus.
I actually bought a flag for my studio that I hang in the studio. And I actually bought it coffee stained, like it's stained like an old flag. And it's cool. But if like I have one that I keep at home and if it gets ripped or anything, it's gone. You can't do that. That's just wrong.
Yeah. Well, you got to take it in too. But you know what I love too? Here's another one of my favorite ones is somebody will go to one of these support the troops or support the cops rallies or whatever like that. And they'll get with the blue line on it.
Yeah.
Same thing. They'll just let it go to tattered and just look like crap. And it's just like, really, I think I see your sign of support wavering a little bit here.
Yo, I'm supporting the police, man. I'm supporting the police.
And that's why your flag looks like shit and your son just got arrested 2 days ago. Yep. Okay, buddy.
Why are you always so critical? Stop being so critical.
I wonder if the listeners out there are like, man, who's that co-host? He's kind of an ass.
Hand me that tobacco spittoon and stop being so damn ornery.
Hey, you got to stand for what you believe in, DK.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of neighborhoods, listen to this. I live on this. I don't know. It's like a peninsula. It's a whatever. It's a peninsula.
Your island.
Yeah. This is before the drawbridge. Not after the drawbridge is my property. Pre-drawbridge. So I roll into the neighborhood, and you know how people always have, the new way to get rid of shit is just put it out on the corner and put free on it.
Yep.
And
someone, the resellers.
And someone had done that. And, just put it out there free, whatever. Well, this guy is right, like when you come into my area, right on the main road, and he goes out and he puts one of those nice plastic banquet tables out to set all the shit on so it's not on the ground. So
someone took the table.
Someone took the fucking table. They pushed all the shit onto the ground and took the table. So I drove by the next day. Or whatever, later that day, and all the shit's laying all over on the ground, and the table's gone. So
that is so awesome.
So I thought, what a funny bit when you're like coming home from work and you're like, "Hun, you're not gonna fucking believe this."
Yeah. Sorry about the trash in front of our house.
Hey, did we? She'll go, "Hey, did we get rid of all that stuff you had on the table?" Well,
honey, I got to run to Costco and spend $20 real quick. I'll be right back.
Was that your mother's table or our table? Because she gone.
Antique one.
Oh my God, it was the funniest thing ever. Just shit laying everywhere and the table's gone. I laughed my ass off.
That is something that I would think of. I wouldn't do it, but I'd be like, "Oh, the table's free. I can't wait to have my kids' party in the garage with this thing. This is going to be great."
And you know, as they were pushing all the shit off the table, they're kind of looking around like, did they mean the table was free? Was that part of the thing? I don't recall.
They're looking for those stupid doorbell things with a camera on it just to make sure.
Am I under surveillance here? What the hell? Hey, I also thought of another thing. I see that Disney World is open. And I think Disneyland is still closed because that's out there in Cuckoo-Birdville.
That's right. Newsom land.
Yeah, but Disney World is open. And I was telling the wife the other day, I'm like, I'd like to go back to Disney World. But there's a way that they could do like adult Disney, like Tuesdays after 5, like all the kids got to be out of the park. And they're like the gals wearing the mouse ears are like wearing sexy outfits and shit. And it's like bars and saloons, these cotton candy clubs that sell cotton candy and caramel apples during the day are now like brew houses and shit. And these taps come out of the bar and it's like Downtown Disney at night. Da-na-na-na. Wouldn't it be cool? Like then I'd go.
But it's almost like the Playboy Mansion at night, only at the Disney World,
yeah.
Right?
Right, because the Playboy Mansion's closed. You can't go there anymore. Not that you could ever go there before. But
I was going to say, I'm not on that list. Let me tell you what.
But to have Disney World at night, you know how busy they would be? And they could charge like premium money. Turn some of those rides into like, adult attractions. It would be so awesome. There'd be a line around the block.
There's your $1 billion idea right there.
Yeah.
There it is, DK.
I just got to somehow
the DK world.
I just got to somehow get a hold of Walt. I know he's busy. Hey, I got an idea for you. Could you imagine if Walt Disney came back and spent a day at his park? He'd be like, "What the fuck happened? This is off the rails.
This is not Never Land. This is what the fuck land."
Yeah. But then he'd be like, "I kind of like this adult Disney at night, though."
Instead of Space Mountain, it'd be Boobs Mountain.
Because like when he was alive, they like women had to like dress in full gear and whatever. And
they look like airline stewardess and stuff. It's crazy.
He's walking through the park and there's a gal just wearing mouse ears. What? Where am I? Welcome to 2020, Walt.
We're just trying to keep the park alive, Waldy. Yeah. Come on.
There's a pandemic, so we have to make sure everybody's clean. I don't know.
You build that new hotel. You got to do her, Walt.
I don't know if that would fly, but let's keep it on the table. I mean, let's not rule it out. It is definitely a viable option because, I mean, that SeaWorld's going to go under soon. I mean, really, how many more people can get eaten by animals before they shut that thing down? So then we turn it into underwater at night SeaWorld. Boom.
What do we do when the first whale contracts COVID-19? Does that mean nobody can watch him do his tricks?
Yeah, that's it. It's over. Put him down.
All right, listeners. This is for all you who struggle with their hair on a day-to-day basis. What I need you to do is call the good people at the hair studio in Chaska. Would you have the right cut? Bad hair days are few and far between. If you have a specific look in mind, they can help and then show you how to make it work on a daily basis. Why worry about bad hair days? Just schedule an appointment with the hair studio in Chaska. They can help you develop a carefree, great-looking style. They also offer a full array of exceptional services for the whole family, including haircuts, color, foiling, hair smoothing, waxing, and threading. Remember, when you look your best, your day just goes better. Call the hair studio in Chaska at 952-368-0900. They're located at 500 North Pine Street in downtown Chaska. Tell them you heard it on the project.
Grady Restoration. As a recovering insurance guy and a property owner, I know the value of a good restoration company. When something goes wrong, you want to know you got somebody you can count on. Say you have storm damage, or it could be water, fire, any kind of damage. Don't take the insurance companies on alone. Call Grady Restoration. Let's be honest, you wouldn't go to court without a lawyer. Why would you try and deal with these huge insurance companies all by yourself? Bring in the professionals at Grady Restoration. There's a lot of pop-ups, storm chasers. Go with the company you can trust. With over 26 years in the industry, you make one call, they'll handle it all. Securing the property, the adjuster, the repairs, the paperwork, and everything in between. They've done a few projects for me and I couldn't be happier. I didn't have to do anything. If you're not sure if you have storm damage, make the call. They'll come out, take a look, and let you know what your options are. Take the stress out of a stressful situation. Call the pros at Grady Restoration. For a free consultation, call 763-238-8127 or check them out on the web at GradyRestoration.com. Don't forget to tell them you heard about it on the DK Project. Kind of, I don't know why I was thinking of it, but that happens. I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, my computer's totally wigging out on me here. So I'm thinking to myself that if could you imagine, we just went through, we're going through all this Black Lives Matter stuff and all this like fucking protesting and all this kind of shit. And
if you're going to bring up Philadelphia, we're all in trouble right now.
No. And could you imagine if the O.J. Simpson thing was going on right now?
Oh man. God.
I mean, really. And let's just play devil's advocate. What if they found him guilty for the crime he did commit? What do you think would happen? Like, people would go absolutely apeshit.
Oh my God. Los Angeles would have been in ashes.
Not that they didn't already, but I'm just
right. I mean,
what? It
God.
would just be chaotic. And I can't, I think that we're going to run into the same thing once the election's over with, depending on who wins. But
I got a feeling when that Rittenberg trial goes, when they extradite him back to Illinois and stuff, I have a feeling it's going to get serious if they don't find him guilty, even though he's not guilty. But yeah, they're going to just burn stuff to the ground playing devil's advocate game.
Who is that you're talking about? I don't know anything about it.
Rittenberg, he was the one that had the AR-15 and shot a few of the guys when they were protesting.
Oh, well, was that all?
Yeah. All.
Why do you think they're going to find him not guilty?
Well, because it's self-defense. I mean, all the video that came out from that and all that jazz, I mean, they just found over time that once they started putting all these, because everyone's got a camera on their phone and they're recording it.
Yeah.
hey, he was just defending himself. Now, why was, somebody, a young kid like that, crossing state lines and going over there to help protect businesses and stuff? But it'll be interesting. I have a feeling if they don't convict him, there'll be more burning to the ground, as
burn
you say. But yeah.
Wow.
But OJ, oh my God! Like if you just fast forward it to 2020 with that kind of stuff, oh my God! Every city be burning.
They were talking about his Instagram or whatever, or Twitter. Like he posts stuff like just like a normal guy, like at every day. Hey, it's your buddy. He's got a way that he signs on and off. Like, oh, yours truly. That's what. Hey, it's yours truly. And it's just like, is that like the first of the
juice is loose?
Yeah. Well, and was that like the first of the major downhill slide for America? Like that whole thing was so weird. How he was so guilty. And if you read any of the books, like that book, it's called "I Did It," and and it's really like I think you might have did it. The funniest stuff.
I feel bad for the families, though, that all went through that. Of course, like every other trial, but that gets thrown into the spotlight. But at least we don't have to deal with Nancy Grace anymore. Remember when she was the big thing for a while and like just blowing up stuff, and then she'd end up like on Good Morning America or the Today Show, and you're like, oh my God, go away, Nancy.
Well,
Nobody
and that
cares.
I feel bad for that Ron Goldman. He's like,
oh yeah,
like he's just like an afterthought. Like he's the piece of it that comes after the comma, like, oh yeah, and there's Ron Goldman
him too.
Yeah, it's like I was trying to think. Somebody super famous died. I think was it when Prince died or was it when Michael Jackson died? Because like somebody really famous died, and then all of a sudden one of those superstars died. It's like, oh, you didn't even hear about it. Like she just passed away and just nothing. You don't even know.
Well, from your neck of the woods though, when Prince died, didn't he die of like a drug overdose or something?
Oh yeah.
Like next thing you know, everyone's all like, they're like, oh my God, the second king of rock, the one that was right behind Michael Jackson.
Oh boy.
I was like, oh, Minneapolis, let's turn the place purple. Oh, gosh, one of our own.
There's a dude on my hockey team, my son's hockey team, the dad, man, he is a Prince fan. He is into it. I'm like, I don't know. I suppose if they were like giving tickets away, I'd go tour the thing, but I don't know.
This is where he died.
Yeah, this is the elevator.
Yep. This is where he shit himself before 911 came.
It was a horrible story. All right, we got to get to the news, my boy.
Yes, sir.
I don't have a lot of nuggets today. I got a couple though that I think will be interesting to you. There is an arcade in Seattle that had to close because of the pandemic.
Is it an adult arcade?
No. A Seattle arcade closed for 8 months due to the COVID pandemic. So what they did is they invented a new way to come back.
Okay.
Touchless pinball machines.
Oh my, what?
Yes. Our genius employee Alex, a.k.a. Sleepy, came up with the idea of putting pedals on the pinball machines using all foot-operated controls.
Nope.
Boom! Not the same.
Yes, you have lost all the nostalgic just love.
But think about it from the standpoint of an arcade that may want to sell some beer, may want to sell some chow. Boom, their hands are free. All you got to do is serve them. How cool is that?
No way, man. There's nothing like, and I always tell all your listeners out there, go find an old bowling alley that hasn't put any money into its a place in like 20, 30 years and find some of those old pinball machines that are still a quarter and just have some fun for an hour.
Isn't that every bowling alley?
Well, these new age ones are like pretty awesome.
Yeah, they go all out.
Everything. Yeah, but if you want to find some old school pinball, that's where you need to go.
I tell you, I don't know. I was never a big pinball guy, although I was in a house today and he had like a driving simulator in his basement. Like,
what?
Yeah, with like 3 rounded screens and a chair and
oh Jesus.
Like big time into video games. Come on, buddy. You're the one who bought that, huh? Saw it online, but I thought, who'd be dumb enough? Oh, that's yours, huh?
You're that guy.
God,
but you know what, though? The Mall of America has that NASCAR experience. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not going to purchase one for my own home because it's like, hey, honey, I'd spend some time with you and the kids, but I've got the Indianapolis 500 to do tonight with my friends.
Well,
I don't think so.
After I finish this chew of tobacco, I'm going to be down in the simulator racing NASCAR.
On the local dirt track.
Hey,
oh my God.
Where's Schweitzer? Oh, he's down racing, He's down racing at Durrell or whatever the hell the car race.
The Durrell 500.
Yeah, the track name is. How about that? I came up with Durrell. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's an old cigarette company right there.
Kind of makes me want to chew tobacco. I don't know.
I think that's an actual cigarette brand.
I'm not the one who smokes Cool Milds, man.
Oh, God, no. Newports, I tell you.
Is there a difference?
There is.
One's $3 and one's $6.
Yep. They both give cancer.
One can be purchased with EBT and one can't. So, the other thing that's happening this weekend is the dreaded dun 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 turning back of the clocks. God.
Yes. Oh, here we go again with this trash.
I love the lengthy conversations people have about how they're tired and it's like, it really, maybe for a day, it's an hour. But
that's all it is.
So this news article breaks down that it's a big impact and it's more serious health problems associated with losing sleep, like high blood pressure, diabetes, heart attacks. There's also a link to not getting enough shut-eye with depression. Really? I got a guy on the line who's smoking Newports, and we're worried about an hour of sleep? Jesus, get in line. So
I waste that much a day on hate and discontent, so I can handle the hour.
What about the hour I lose in the can every morning when I gotta... Come on. Okay, so what we do as a public service here at the DK Project is we let you in on what you need to know. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to run through this real quick. What time do you get up in the morning?
4:30.
Fuck, that's not even on the chart.
Yeah.
Say you get up at 6 a.m.
Okay.
That means you need to go to bed at either 8:46, 10:16, 11:46, or 1:16. Evidently, it has to have a 6 in it. Yeah. So if you sleep in and you sleep till 6:30, that means your bedtime should be 9:16, 10:46, 12:16, or 1:46. And then when you do get up at 6 a.m. or 6:30, I want you to drive immediately to a psychologist so that they can make you forget that this ever happened.
Telehealth.
Yeah. We're going to have to do a virtual meeting because, I just can't get in. I just can't wake up. I'm too sleepy. Here's the other thing I saw in the news. There's a car company that's got a car out that actually is transparent. Like, you can see through the car.
The fuck do I care? I know what's under the hood. I don't give a shit.
No. I guess the front is that way, but I'm talking about like through the part where you sit.
Right. Like what? I don't want people to see me. I don't give a shit.
Right. Isn't that weird? Like whose car? Like my car's pretty clean, but like my wife had a convertible for a while, and I'm like, I don't like driving it because I don't like people looking and like, oh, he's wearing those pants today.
Semis and big trucks, looking down at you,
like checking it out. I'm like, that's so weird. But could you imagine passing that on the road? Like,
oh, God. Hey, double take.
Yeah.
Double take. Like, what?
I don't think that guy's wearing any pants. What the fuck? How weird is that?
It's like the few times in life where you see someone reading the newspaper while they're driving, and you're like, first of all, how are you still alive? And second of all, how do you do that and still maintain driving?
Well, at least they're not on their phone, because that's against the law.
I should have pulled him over. Citizen's arrest.
Forgotten Wonder, the first transparent car made in America. Unveiled in 1939. The Pontiac Ghost car was the first.
Did you just call it Forgotten Wonder?
Yeah.
It's going to be forgotten.
Don't shoot the messenger, dude. It's a forgotten wonder. It's a completely transparent car made in America. And 8 decades later, photos of it still wonder to behold. Yeah. Come on.
I'm sitting at the edge of my seat right now. I can't stand
I'd rather hear about the
more.
23-year-old that builds his own functional Batmobile. Did I tell you I drove by the goddamn Batmobile the other day?
Are you serious?
I live in this area that, like, you got to go through this lake to get to my house, like this windy, long road. And it's not narrow, but it's not wide. And sure as shit, the Batmobile goes by. That thing, she's got a wide berth on her. You got to move out of the way. And my kid was on his phone, of course. He wasn't watching. And I'm like, dude, that was the Batmobile. No way. I'm like, if you didn't sit and look at their damn phone all the time, what are you going to do?
Yeah, pick your head up and enjoy the world a little bit, son.
So I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I found your car. So I know that we're not quite at the spot yet where we can buy ourselves a Rolls Royce or a Bentley or anything.
A forgotten wonder.
But you're in luck. Rolls Royce has made a miniature. So if you can't afford the real one for $330,000, that's what a brand new Rolls Royce Cullinan costs.
Ooh.
You can get a 1/8 replica, complete with the SUV's iconic accessories. How much you think that costs? A 1/8 replica of a, it's like a model car, but it's like real. It's got iconic accessories and all the details. What do you think that costs?
$100,000.
Come on, it's not fucking. It's $27,000.
It's Rolls Royce. You put that emblem on, it's game over, buddy.
Well, luckily the emblem's not full size, or it would be $100,000. This thing's about as big as an emblem. It's tiny. I'm like, what? So it says, I think it is a model. Car miniatures don't usually cost as much as a decent daily driver car, but then again, it isn't your average miniature. It consists of more than 1,000 individual parts, carefully put together by hand. Rolls-Royce experts in about 450 hours. Oh my God.
Hey, how do you think they're going to feel when my Chevy Volt pulls up beside them?
It drives right over the top of it.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Was that your model Rolls Royce? Damn, I didn't even see it there. You guys got
haven't seen a charging port.
You guys got a 220 plug? I need a little bump.
I don't want your gas. I want your battery.
I need my jet pack. Oh man, we got some more news coming up, but we'll save that for next week because we got to wrap this biatch up. We hopefully get back on a normal schedule next week. I know you've got extenuating circumstances.
Oh, COVID-19.
It's a pandemic, man.
I can't take it anymore.
It's all right. Just wear a mask.
Yeah. Just biting it on up. You'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Wear your big aviator shades, too, for the 7 people that are at your press conference. So everybody needs to share this with a friend. Pass it along. We'll be back next week with some election review. Hopefully we'll be close to getting a verdict by the time we meet again, but I doubt it.
Thanks, Florida.
You'll be hearing Christmas bells by the time we get the verdict. Oh, there was a hanging Chad. So anyway, share the podcast with a friend. Tell everybody about it. Give us a review. Jump online. Make sure you let everybody know that that's funny shit. I mean, you don't want to miss out on it. You don't want your friends to miss out. And if you happen to be in small town USA and you see some asshole with a super big flag, stop in and say hi. Just don't kick over the spittoon on the way in or the cool miles. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week. Sergeant Schweitzer!
All right, stay safe, stay sexy. Have a great week, everybody. DKProject.com.
That's it. That's the end.
That's a wrap.
Read the shtick.
That's a wrap for today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends. If you'd like to reach out, you can use the studio line at 612 504-6500 or by email, thedkprojectpodcast@gmail.com. And of course, there's always social media at the DK Project Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.